which I laugh. Of essentially, as I believe they had no respect to my emotions at the time. There was no time to make such announcements. I have no words. How dare you? Greetings, fellow drama gremlins. We are here reading Bridezillas stories. Welcome everyone to the Reaction Sleepover. This is the series where we get cozy and we react to stuff. Remember to grab your cozies and snackies, and let's get into it. Am I the a-hole for bringing my baby to the hotel resort my brother was getting married in? Dear brother, the resort does not belong to you. My brother was getting married and it was a child-free wedding per future sister-in-law's request. The wedding was out of state, so my husband and I were going to make it into a 3-day weekend. Might as well. We had a sitter lined up months ago. The day before we were set to leave, she had to cancel for a family emergency. We tried to find a last-minute sitter that we trusted and could also do just overnight but came up empty. I tried calling and texting my brother about the situation but couldn't get a hold of him. We were both in the wedding party and I didn't want to leave my brother and his soon-to-be wife in a bind, so I called my mother after that since I knew she was with them. I explained the situation and she said she'd call me back after talking to him. 4 hours passed and we didn't hear back. We had to make a decision, and since we are currently sharing one vehicle, couldn't really leave my husband and kid without a vehicle, and had to put a lot of money already into the wedding and trip. We just took our baby with us. We got there later than we originally planned and just went to our room. The next afternoon was the wedding, and my husband and I planned to swap time out. I'd go to the ceremony and part of the reception while he stayed with the baby, and he could attend the second half of the reception while I stayed with the baby. When the ceremony was over and we were heading inside to the reception, my husband had the baby inside her stroller. I joined my husband and went to say hello to some family members and went with him to congratulate my brother and new sister-in-law. Husband said his hellos and congrats, then went back to our room with our child. I left the reception area a few times to bring my husband some small plates of food so he didn't have to wait for his turn to eat. On one of my trips back, my brother spoke with me about it being a child-free wedding, and his wife was upset that my husband had the baby in the lobby. In the lobby? Babe, you don't own the lobby. You are not Mr. Mosby. You can't tell anyone not to run in the lobby. You can't tell anyone not to exist in the lobby. It's not your lobby. Where's Mr. Mosby when you need him? Someone needs some sense knocked into them. And that I kept leaving the reception. Yeah, because we had no choice but to bring our baby with us. They're trying to be responsible parents and look after their baby. I told them they can't be too upset because we didn't bring the baby into the wedding area or the reception. Why are you upset? The rest of the time I was at the reception, I kept getting comments from who I'm guessing were sister-in-law's family and her bridesmaids about how I was trying to steal her thunder by having my baby there. Oh my gosh, get over yourself. And that's the worst. People who are literally building up her ego even more. She's be brought down a few notches. Wench, please. The world does not revolve around you. Sister-in-law kept asking why I didn't just leave them at home without a sitter? Do you even understand what happened in this situation? And would not accept my reason for not doing so. I'm sorry. You don't accept that we couldn't find a sitter that we trusted with our baby? You cannot be serious. It's been a sore spot for my family and her all weekend. You people are the bunch of babies who need babysitters, apparently. The baby wasn't even at the wedding. They were just in the same building as you. You're ridiculous. Info. The wedding ceremony itself was outside in a courtyard. It was not in a closed-off area. We had to go through the lobby area to get to the reception hall. My husband was in the lobby walking with the baby and getting coffee from the hotel shop. You're mad because they literally had to go through the lobby to even do the things they needed to do, and you're mad at them for that? You are insane. Not the a-hole. Short of abandoning your child, what else were you supposed to do? Sister-in-law's preference ends at baby not in the same room as the wedding. She doesn't have any agency over the hotel, the lobby, the city, the tri-state area. She didn't want the baby at the wedding. The baby wasn't at the wedding. The baby wasn't at the wedding! You got what you wanted. Zip, zilch, zero, done, dunzo. Story over. Am I the a-hole for refusing to remove my medical equipment during my sister's wedding? I'm sorry, she asked you to remove medical equipment you need? Like, actually? My sister is getting married next weekend and I'm a bridesmaid. I'm a type 1 diabetic and I wear 2 medical devices, a Dexcom blood pressure monitor on one arm and an Omnipod insulin pump on the other. Sounds like things you need constantly. They're both really small, under 2 inches each, and work together to automatically monitor and regulate my blood sugar levels. You know, to keep me alive. This basically means I don't have to prick my fingers to test blood sugar or give myself insulin injections. The system does that automatically and makes my life way easier. I didn't even know that existed. That's really cool. Today when we were trying on our dresses, my sister told me she wants me to not wear them during the wedding and potentially die because the gowns are sleeveless and the device will look ugly in the photos. You know who else is gonna look ugly in the photos? You, when I knuckle punch you. I told her I wasn't okay removing them. They're essential medical equipment and I'm not going to put myself in a position to affect my health just for some photos. My sister complained to our mother, Mom, she won't risk her health for me. And some of our friends, and they're all taking her side. They say it's no big deal if I just don't wear them during the wedding, but I don't see why I should. Like, I guess she wouldn't die if she wasn't wearing them, but like, she needs them. Why are you even... The more I read these, the more it shows that people's true colors really show during weddings. Mom suggested I could move them to my stomach, but I've tried that before and find it incredibly uncomfortable. When I put a new sensor on, I'm stuck with it for 10 days until it expires and I can switch to a new one, and I don't want to be stuck with one on my stomach where it will bother me the entire time. They're all complaining that I'm not willing to compromise at all, but I don't think my health should be an area where anyone can ask that I compromise at all. Am I the a-hole? No. I'm sad that they're making that such a big deal. Literally asking you to compromise your health. It's like, do you realize what you're asking here? Family? Not the a-hole. Promptly decline the invitation to attend if your sister cares more about her aesthetic wants than your medical needs. Want versus need. Learn the difference. In the sister's mind, it's probably the medical stuff is a want and her stuff is a need. She has it completely reversed. Who is in the wrong? I need help here as the issue did not get resolved for almost a year and I need general opinion on this subject. The morning after my wedding, I was expecting to wake up to nice messages from my guest, not to my new brother-in-law announcing they had a miscarriage. I have a bad feeling about this sentence. This does not strike me as someone who is sympathetic and is only worried about how it's affecting them. Oh no. My wedding got postponed due to COVID, and then the following year, the original venue got canceled once war in East Europe happened, and we were facing many uncertainties with guests canceling their attendance. So much in that sentence. Over the 3 years period of planning the wedding, we also lost 2 grandmothers, and the whole time was emotionally challenging, trying to make sure we respect the grieving process. In the end, with many heartbreaks, we decided not to get married abroad and planned a new wedding in about 2 months, which my family took as an offense, and some of them did not travel to be with me in the UK. It put a smile on my face and it was amazing. The morning after, 10 a.m. to be exact, my brother-in-law decided to message family they had a miscarriage and him and his missus are very sad. Yeah, why wouldn't you want to hear about that and then be there for— oh my gosh. I have a bad feeling about this gang. No other info and didn't engage with any support offered. Over the time we found out, 1, they had not tried for a baby. Why does that matter? It was still a miscarriage. That's extremely traumatizing and sad. And you want to make this about you? 2, no one knew there was a pregnancy. 3, miscarriage happened couple weeks before the wedding. That means they waited to tell people until after the wedding. And oh. Tell me then, when was a good time to tell everybody about their miscarriage? 4, they knew about their own pregnancy for a couple of days when it happened. Almost a year later, we haven't seen each other, avoiding basically. However, I was told last night they expect my apology for being insensitive and not offering emotional support during that time. I don't care if it's literally my wedding day. Someone shares that news with me, absolutely sharing my condolences and what I can do to help them. I have occasional discussion where husband family says I should reach out and offer my apologies, which I laugh. You laugh! I can't believe that. Essentially, as I believe they had no respect to my emotions at the time. There was no time to make such announcements. I have no words. How dare you? How absolutely dare you say they weren't thinking of your emotions when they waited till after your wedding to make the announcement and they literally went through a miscarriage and you're upset with them? This has to be one of the most selfish people I've ever read. Straight after the wedding, it was all about them. And I think they're just attention seekers. Since 1, they're snowflakes, another I don't even know what to say. This is insane. You're insanely selfish. 2, both the youngest siblings used to have everything being around them. You You are so entitled, it seems impossible for them to make it about them, because you always make it about you. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. This is the wenchiest wench I have ever laid my eyes on. Whoever I speak to sides with me. We know why she's the way she is. But my husband and his family don't see that there is an issue and we should just get on. Their side is, when in my mind would be okay to share their sad news, that they were entitled to support and I disregard the baby's life. I felt accused and labeled in the most horrible way. Because that's exactly what you did! My problem here is mostly that I've done nothing wrong. You ever see someone so tone deaf that you just can't do anything but stare in disbelief? And almost amazement, but only the kind of amazement when you're looking at a dumpster fire. Except initially being shocked that they said what they said, which led to husband's family being shocked that I am shocked and what is wrong with me. This is how it started. Is just a wedding and this is huge. They had a miscarriage. I'm insane here and should I really apologize? Yes! Yes, weddings are important, but it does not trump everything and anything and anyone. How dare you think that? Additional note, we have not received neither congratulations or a card from them. I wonder why. They refuse to take part in hen/stag do... What are you even saying? Are you casting a spell? And although he was best man, refused to do a toast. So what? And of course ended with the most passive-aggressive way possible. They literally waited until after your wedding, despite it happening weeks prior! That ever cross your mind? Sounds like they did respect you by waiting until after the wedding to announce their devastating news so as to not upstage the happiness of your day. Be appreciative of that and then show some compassion for the people who lost their pregnancy. Yeah, you are in the wrong. If they'd announced before the wedding, you would have told them they are selfish. They are not selfish for wanting support. They are very unselfish for waiting. Your wedding day is about you, not the day after, not the week before. The day of. I feel like of all the stories I've read, this is one of the ones where I am genuinely in disbelief at how tone deaf this person is and how they are so wrapped up in their own selves that they just can't even bother to even try to understand that other people have their own life to live and that things happen to other people. It is not all about you. I'm angry, but I'm also just disappointed. I've never met this person, but I'm severely disappointed in her. I am smiling, but I'm smiling that kind of smile
where you feel so angry, you can't help but smile.
Wholeheartedly? Go get therapy. That legitimately fried my brain. That is one of the few stories so far that has legitimately made me stop in my tracks. Just in disbelief, frankly, just how a person can truly think that that this is okay. That not only did she act like that, but she legitimately didn't think that she was in the wrong. Wowza. Wowza is all I can say to finish that off. Well, I hope you enjoyed my rage. It was painful, and I implore you to never act like this and never be this entitled. Cause wow, that is all I can take for today. If you liked any part of this, let me know by doing all this good stuff. And I'll see you in the next batch of insanity. Bye-bye!